Good evening. This is All India Radio and I'm Tanvi Taneja with the news at 9. The headlines. Bishkek Declaration urges international community to strengthen global cooperation against terrorism without politicization. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Kyrgyzstan President Jeenbekov jointly inaugurate India-Kyrgyz Business Forum, asked their business communities to explore untapped potential. Health Minister Dr Harsh Vardhan urges West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee to ensure an amicable end to doctors' agitation. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman stresses on investment in social infrastructures to improve quality of life in pre-budget consultations. Wholesale price-based inflation drops to 22-month low at 2.45% in May. And in the ICC Cricket World Cup, West Indies set a victory target of 213 runs for hosts England in Southampton. The member countries of Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. In the Bishkek Declaration released today after the Heads of State Council meeting of SCO at Kyrgyzstan capital, they urged the international community to strengthen global cooperation in efforts against the menace without politicization and double standards. They also pressed for a consensus regarding the adoption of the Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism. In the meeting, the SCO member countries also reiterated their intention to focus on expanding and deepening cooperation in trade, finance, investment, transport, energy, agriculture and cutting-edge technology. Earlier in the day, the heads of member states, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, addressed the plenary session of the SCO summit. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister Modi said, nations supporting, promoting and funding terrorism should be held responsible and made accountable for their actions.
इस खतरे से निपटने के लिए सभी मानवतावादी ताकतों को अपने अपने संकीर्ण दायरे से निकलकर एकजुट हो जाना चाहिए। आतंकवाद को प्रोत्साहन, समर्थन और वित्त प्रदान करने वाले राष्ट्रों को जिम्मेदार ठहराना जरूरी है। एससीओ सदस्यों को आतंकवाद का सफाया करने के लिए एससीओ रेड्स के तहत सहयोग की पूरी क्षमता का इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए। भारत आतंकवाद से निपटने के लिए एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर के सम्मेलन का आह्वान करता है।
Later this evening, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Kyrgyzstan President Jeenbekov jointly inaugurated the India-Kyrgyz Business Forum this evening. The two leaders urged the business community of both countries to explore their untapped potential. Mr. Modi invited the Kyrgyzstan business community to India.
भारत के व्यापारियों और निवेशकों के लिए औषधियां, टेक्सटाइल, रेलवे, हाइड्रो पावर, माइनिंग और मिनरल तथा टूरिज्म के क्षेत्रों में किर्गिज रिपब्लिक में अच्छे अवसर मौजूद हैं। मैं कामना करता हूं कि आपकी सभी चर्चाएं सार्थक हो। मैं किर्गिज व्यापार जगत के नेताओं को भारतीय उद्यमियों के साथ काम करने के लिए प्रोत्साहित करता हूं। आप सबका भारत में भी इतना ही स्वागत है।
Prime Minister Modi and Kyrgyz President Jeenbekov also held a restricted meeting to boost bilateral engagement to the next level. India and Kyrgyzstan also decided to add strategic dimension to their ties to boost their relationship in defense and security, trade and investment, health, education and development cooperation, among other areas. The two countries exchanged 15 documents in various sectors in the presence of Mr. Modi and Mr. Jeenbekov. Our correspondent covering the Prime Minister's visit reports that Mr. Modi held bilateral meetings with several world leaders today on the sidelines of the summit.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's second and last day at SCO summit in Bishkek was remained fruitful in many ways. Mr. Modi not only addressed the plenary session of SCO but also held bilateral talks with the presidents of Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Mongolia and Belarus on the sidelines. Most importantly, the issues raised by Prime Minister have been prominently included in the joint statement of SCO. Moreover, number of countries of SCO have also called for international cooperation to counter terrorism. Bilateral meetings with the leaders of Central Central Asian countries have infused new energy in India's relations with these countries. With Vikalp Shukla, Yogesh Pandya, KR News, Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan.
The Prime Minister reached Bishkek yesterday. He held bilateral talks with presidents of China, Russia and Afghanistan on the first day. The SCO is a China-led 8-member economic and security bloc. Union Health Minister Dr Harsh Vardhan has written a letter to West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee urging her to ensure an amicable end to the doctors' agitation in the state and provide a secure working environment to them. He said the ongoing strike is causing severe hardship to the patients across the country and has adversely impacted healthcare services. Dr Harsh Vardhan met a delegation of Resident Doctors Association of AIIMS, Safdarjung Hospital, Dr Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital and Federation of Resident Doctors Association today. Dr Harsh Vardhan said he will discuss the matter of providing safety in hospitals with the Home Ministry and also take up this matter with the Chief Ministers and Health Ministers of other states so that such incidents can be avoided in future. In a related development, the Calcutta High Court has refused to pass any interim order on the strike by junior doctors at state-run hospitals throughout West Bengal. The court asked the state government to persuade the striking doctors to resume work and provide usual services to patients. It has posted the matter for 21st of June for next hearing. In another development, Indian Medical Association has announced nationwide strike of doctors on the 17th of this month. Meanwhile, 4 senior doctors from SSKM Hospital met Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee to discuss ways to resolve the issue. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. In Jammu and Kashmir, 4 newly recruited terrorists were arrested by security forces in Baramulla district. They were planning to cross the line of control LOC for arms training. Talking to AIR News, State Director General of Police Dilbagh Singh said the arrests were made last night by a joint team of security forces based on specific intelligence inputs about the movement of the newly recruited group. He said the terrorists were on their way to LOC through upper reaches in Boniar area of the district.
The group of 4 people who were going towards Pakistan for training in arms and ammunition to join militancy was intercepted somewhere in Baramulla area last night. They've been taken into custody by police despite the best of efforts on our side that youth are not pushed into militancy by anti-national and anti-social elements.
In Jharkhand, 5 policemen were martyred in a suspected Nakshal attack in Saraikela Kharsavan district. According to sources, the attack took place when a patrol party of the police was making an inspection at the weekly market at Kukru block in Turuldi police station this afternoon. The martyrs include 2 assistant sub-inspectors and 3 constables. 1 policeman is missing. District Superintendent of Police said this could be an act of Nakshals. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said public investment in social infrastructures like education, health and other services is a key determinant of the quality of life of people. Mrs. Sitharaman was speaking at the 5th Pre-Budget Consultation meeting with the stakeholders from social sector groups in New Delhi today. She said the government is committed to improving the educational standards in the country, skilling the youth, enhancing job opportunities, empowering women and improving human development to have inclusive development. Wholesale price-based inflation slipped to a 22-month low at 2.45% in May due to falling prices of food articles, fuel and power items. According to official data released today, the wholesale price index WPI-based inflation was at 3.07% in April this year, while it was 4.78% in May last year. WPI inflation in May is the lowest in 22 months since July 2017, when it was at 1.88%. India's exports grew by 3.93% to around $30 billion in May on account of healthy growth in sectors such as chemicals, pharmaceuticals and engineering. According to Commerce Ministry data, the imports have also risen by 4.31% to $45.35 billion. The central government has reduced the rate of contribution under the Employees State Insurance Corporation (ESIC) Act to 4% from 6.5%. Talking to AIR News, ESIC Director General Rajkumar said the move will ease the burden on employees' pocket.
Basically, this move helps businesses and the employees in many ways. For instance, the burden on employees will go down from 1.75% to 0.75%, and this will reduce the burden on the employee's pocket. From the employer's perspective also, it will reduce from 4.75% to 3.25%, which is a substantial 1.5% reduction.
The full discussion can be heard in our news analysis program on the FM Gold channel of All India Radio at 9:15 p.m. tonight. The benchmark domestic indices today slumped around 0.75% amid weak cues from global markets. We have a report.
Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange declined 289 points to end at 39,452. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange also lost 91 points to settle at 11,823. The rupee at the foreign exchange market also weakened 30 paise to 69 rupees and 80 paise. And gold prices rose by 300 rupees to 33,870 rupees per 10 grams in the Delhi bullion market. This is Arjun Chaudhary with Sanjay Kumar Singh for AIR News.
The Information and Broadcasting Ministry has advised all private satellite TV channels to consider displaying the castings, credits and titles of Hindi and regional languages television serials in the respective languages also. An official release said the ministry has noticed that several Hindi and regional language TV channels display the credits and titles of TV serials in English only. It said this practice tends to deprive people versed with Hindi and regional languages of the valuable information about casting of TV serials and programs. The Met Office in Gujarat has issued an advisory for heavy to very heavy rainfall in Saurashtra Peninsula, especially the Gir Somnath district and Diu for the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Vijay Rupani announced the lifting of the high alert advisory on cyclone Vayu. He said, though the cyclone spared the Saurashtra Peninsula from massive devastation, it has well tested the disaster response capability of the state administration. The Enforcement Directorate has filed a money laundering case in an alleged Ponzi scheme in Karnataka involving the IMA Jewels. The agency's zonal office in Bangalore has pressed the criminal charges under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. An official said the ED has taken cognizance of the complaint registered by the Karnataka police and the subsequent creation of a special investigation team to probe the alleged fraud. As many as 26,000 complaints have been filed by investors with the police against the IMA Jewel store. On to sports news. In the ICC Cricket World Cup, chasing a victory target of 213 runs set by the West Indies, hosts England were 186 for 1 in 29 overs at Southampton a short while ago. Earlier put into bat, the Caribbeans were all out for 212 in 44.4 overs. In FIH Men's Series Hockey Finals, India defeated Japan by 7 goals to 2 in a semi-final match at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar this evening. India will play South Africa in the Summit Clash tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. South Africa beat USA 2-1 in another semi-final match. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Bishkek Declaration urges international community to strengthen global cooperation against terrorism without politicization. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Kyrgyzstan President Jeenbekov jointly inaugurate India-Kyrgyz Business Forum. Ask their business communities to explore untapped potential. Health Minister Dr Harsh Vardhan urges West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee to ensure an amicable end to doctors' agitation. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman stresses on investment in social infrastructures to improve quality of life in pre-budget consultations. Wholesale price-based inflation drops to 22-month low at 2.45% in May. And in the ICC Cricket World Cup, West Indies set a victory target of 213 runs for host England in Southampton. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.